the murder of Durk and put a six-figure bounty on his head prior to the murder. But this wasn't Von's first time taking a life in Chicago. Von had allegedly killed 7 people in the gang war between the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples in Chicago, something that I broke down in detail in a 3-hour documentary on my channel where I actually argued that he indeed met the FBI's definition of a serial killer. Somehow, Von always managed to evade justice, either beating his murder charges.
You got too many things to do right now. Say I don't know what you want, baby girl, come on now. Don't get turned.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, man? Say, man, Dollar, man, we back with another one. Say, man, how y'all feeling, man? New Year's, man. January 2nd, man. Say, man. But anyway, coming strong, man. Video dropping every day of the year. Say, come on, man. We got to come strong, man. I'm trying to get a haircut, man. I ain't going to lie, man. Come on, man. We got Trap Lil Ross. I don't know, the video screen black right now. We're going to get into it. Trap Lil Ross got a whole 4-hour documentary on Lil Durk. Say, I ain't never seen nobody as dedicated to him. The police ain't got to do no work. Police ain't got to do no work. Trap Lil Ross got you. What's the dude named Trap Geek? Trap Lil Ross. Man, police ain't got to do no work. But everybody get straight into it. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed this jump. Say, we're on 4 hours, so we're going to break the jump up to different parts. This video going to be like, what? I'm trying to get this jump to about like 17 minutes on, bro. Got y'all for this jump. But say, about to get straight into it. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to drop the link to this video in the description. My socials and all that in the description. Let's get straight into it on Brody. Come on, let's go. Oh.
Disclaimer. Everything in this video is taken from public sources. I cannot be held responsible for content third parties publish. This video is a collection of rumors, lyrics, legal paperwork, and my own opinion. This video is covered by fair use and contains my own personal analysis and critique of publicly available information only. Visit patreon.com/TrapLordRoss if you want uncut, extended, and early versions of my best videos. In 2024, Chicago rapper Lil Durk
do your homework on a disclaimer, yo.
One of the leading pioneers of drill music, the violent modern incarnation of gangster rap. Over the course of his 14-year career, he'd released a series of mixtapes and albums that cemented his place as one of the most influential and impactful gangster rappers in history, and earning him the nickname The Voice. Over those years, he racked up 4 Grammy nominations, finally winning one in 2024 for his inspirational hit song All My Life with fellow rap megastar J. Cole. The song went double platinum, selling 2 million copies by the end of 2023, an uplifting anthem for the streets. It included an infectious hook where Durk claimed that all his life, people had been trying to hold him down. He rapped that they never thought he would make it out, but they couldn't take him, and they couldn't break him. In his verse, he admonished the media for calling him a menace and using his past against him. He rapped about sitting down with the mayor of Chicago and politicians in an effort to change his image. Durk had presented himself as a misunderstood and falsely persecuted artist who was trying to provide a positive message to the downtrodden community he'd emerged from. But it would turn out that this may well have been one big facade, as the world would soon find out the dark reality behind Durk's music was much worse than anyone could have ever imagined. As on October the 24th, 2024, rap fans around the world would get news of the bombshell allegation.
You see how detailed it is? He just got everything in. He got everything just so detailed. Like, oh my goodness. Like, he's the definition of doing your homework. Let's start there. Do your homework on him being the definition of doing your homework. He started all that. I ain't gonna lie, because he got everything from the T. It's only 4 hours and 14 minutes and 13 seconds long. Bro.
As federal prosecutors would announce that they had charged 5 people
connected to
Lil Durk's OTF record label and rap group with the murder of a young man named Savia Robinson, aka Lil Pab, the cousin of rival rapper Quando Rondo, who had been brutally shot to death 2 years earlier at a gas station in Los Angeles. With Pab's death and the chilling aftermath caught on camera and broadcast on the news for the whole world to see.
New details tonight in a deadly shooting near the Beverly Center. We've learned the victim is a friend of rapper Quando Rondo. Video from the scene appears to show Quando Rondo distraught while first responders moved the body. So far, no arrests have been made.
It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in 1 car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. 1 man inside, a member of Rondo's entourage, had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. The scene left with remnants of the fight, shoes left in the street, doors flung open, shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The details and footage of this disturbing murder would be seen and read all around the world. But not only was it a brutal hit, carried out in broad daylight with no regards for the safety of the public, but it took place next to one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city, the Beverly Center shopping mall. A brazen murder that ironically bared the hallmarks of a similar murder carried out in Chicago 2 years prior, where another rap rival of Lil Durk's, FBG-Duck, was gunned down by a group of 6 men, with that crime also being caught on surveillance footage in its entirety. Once again in broad daylight in a busy tourist hotspot, a high-end fashion district.
I gotta talk a little bit. I've been wanting to say a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I can't hold it in no more. Say it. I ain't gonna lie. Say, I seen the video when they got that car. It looked like GTA. Say it. I'm gonna just say this. Say it. Boom. Let's start here. Boom. I seen a video on TikTok. I see they got. I'm telling you, everything's on social media. You can't do nothing. You're going to get caught. If it's on camera, it's going to get to social media. It's like it's crazy, bro. But social media breaking everything down for everybody. But say, boom. I seen that on TikTok. Hey, got the call. They got some call. Dude ran the steps. Boom, boom, boom. Came back down the steps. A couple people came back down the steps. They just went down that. I swear, I'm pretty sure all y'all seen it. Like, bro, how it just played. That was like a GTA mission. Like, bro, it's just like a GTA mission. Like, what is going on out here in Chicago? What's going on here in the world? It's crazy out here. Let's start there. Do you know how we're going? What's going on here in the world? Come on, man. Say.
With the murder happening right outside the Dolce & Gabbana store.
Let me tell you one thing. Durk, yo. This was Lil Durk. Lil Durk had the world like this. You know what he did?
Rob, Chicago police said that these 3 victims were targeted. That 4 men in 2 different vehicles came down Oak Street, stopped right here in the middle, and started firing. Lights, sirens, and crime scene tape taking over one of Chicago's most notable streets. Word is spreading on social media that the 26-year-old man pronounced dead is a well-known Chicago rapper.
To see this happen in the middle of the day is very, very disturbing.
And just like in the murder of Lil Pab, FBG-Duck was left to die in the middle of the street, traumatizing innocent members of the public, one of whom was even hit in the crossfire.
Hey, y'all, what's going on? I'm here. I'm in the Gold Coast. I'm in the Gold Coast right now. And man, I'm just riding my bike, y'all. I'm just riding my bike. Man, they shot FBG-Duck, man. I don't know who shot him, man. I just ran into this, y'all. Man.
But interestingly, all of the men who were involved in the murder of FBG-Duck were found guilty of murder, despite the fact that for over a year while the case was being built, they seemingly ran free, expecting no consequences and incriminating themselves extensively. Some of those people involved in the murder were dead by the time the FBI swooped in and delivered justice, and many of those involved were close friends of Lil Durk himself. One of those convicted, Marcus Smart, known in the streets and on songs as Moo-Wop, was a very close friend of Durk's, even being seen on flights with Durk, flexing wads of cash shortly before his arrest and posing for pictures, calling himself Gangster Killer. All of this isn't a good look for Durk, but the most important piece of the puzzle is another infamous figure in the Chicago gangland, as well as its buzzing drill music scene. Infamous Black Disciple member.
I feel like Durk used to use his money to have people around him, you know? Say, start there, do your homework on having Durk using his money to have people around him, you know? I don't know. Like if I'm around a man, I ain't about to be flexing my money all the time. That's just not. Just stop there. I ain't about to be flexing my money all the time. Like, I don't know.
An apparent leader of the O-Block faction of the gang, King Von. Allegedly, Von had orchestrated the murder of Duck and put a 6-figure bounty on his head prior to the murder. But this wasn't Von's first time taking a life in Chicago. Von had allegedly killed 7 people in the gang war between the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples in Chicago, something that I broke down in detail in a 3-hour documentary on my channel where I actually argued that he indeed met the FBI's definition of a serial killer. Somehow, Von always managed to evade justice, either beating his murder charges in court due to lack of evidence or not being charged at all due to the fact that his murders were usually committed in the dead of night in the slums of Southside Chicago, rather than the broad daylight assassinations that his friends would later carry out in front of the public. King Von was one of Lil Durk's best friends, and when Von beat his last murder charge at the end of 2017, he decided to follow in Lil Durk's footsteps, becoming a drill rapper too, and openly rapping about the many murders he'd allegedly committed. Von's raps, openly bragging about real murders he'd apparently committed, made him a star in drill music, and with Lil Durk's help and guidance, he quickly became the most buzzing gangster rapper in drill music. But in his heart, Von was still a violent thug, and his tendencies to commit brazen violence would begin to impact Durk's career. In 2019, Von and Durk, along with 2 other people, would be accused of attempted murder and armed robbery, with the 2 appearing in court together.
Case against a rapper accused in a shooting outside of the Varsity will move forward today. Lil Durk appeared in court where a judge ruled there was enough evidence for him to go to trial. On Friday, detectives from Atlanta and Chicago testified in the criminal case against rapper Lil Durk in Fulton County Court. They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, and his co-defendant, Devon Bennett, were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
Interestingly, Durk looked stressed and nervous in court, while Von looked comfortable and in a familiar domain. Durk and Von would refer to themselves over the years as the Evil Twins, and in one song titled Evil Twins, they referred to themselves as that and went back and forth, repeating, "If you do it, I'ma do it," even saying "go hop out the car and do it." Clearly Von was a dark and negative influence on Lil Durk in his career. Von was in the habit of doing real crimes and rapping about them.
Like, when it came down to doing, you mean, Von was like, or I send put us in there like this. You go, I'm gonna hop out with you. Like that. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so you know.
Music without a care for who heard it. And if Von did it, then Durk would begin doing it too. But unfortunately for the Evil Twins, Von would suddenly die in November 2020 after launching an unprovoked beating on the rapper Quando Rondo in front of an Atlanta hookah lounge. Sometimes in life, every action has a reaction, and the reaction from this beating resulted in one of Quando's friends, Lil Tim, jumping out of the car, opening fire, and killing King Von. Ironically, Von, the demonic killer turned rapper, who had seemingly murdered 7 people in Chicago and got away with it, ended up getting shot dead after starting a fist fight with a rapper rather than in a shootout.
Where was him?
His feud with Quando Rondo started on the internet rather than in the streets, off the back of a back and forth with Quando's friend and label mate NBA Youngboy, who seemingly didn't want to proceed with a collaboration with King Von. This was followed by a petty back and forth where Von took pictures with the mother of Youngboy's child. Von essentially died over nothing more than an internet back and forth with a rapper, turned fight, turned self-defense shootout, and in the end, he was no longer here to face the music for the murders that he'd done and arranged. But after King Von died, Lil Durk was still running free. And interestingly, after Von's death, Durk was able to make a move and have the attempted murder and armed robbery charges he caught with Von miraculously dropped. The sudden and tragic death of King Von meant that Lil Durk had a second chance to escape the cycle of violence and focus on his music career. But despite his promising rap career, it would seem that the death of his evil twin, King Von, consumed Lil Durk. And in the midst of the killing of one of Chicago's most dangerous rappers, who seemingly always got revenge for any of his friends that were killed, a dark trend would emerge, where fans would goad Lil Durk, begging him to get revenge or slide for Von, with rival rappers like 6ix9ine even mocking Durk openly and asking why he hasn't avenged his friend, ultimately showing off the infamous text that said "slide for Von" in blood in the music video for his song Gine, and rapping that his friend got shot and he just made music about it, taunting Durk, telling him to get a gun and go and get some get back, and saying that he knew he wouldn't ride out and get revenge for his friend on his own. Clearly, all of this trolling struck a nerve with Lil Durk, and not only did Durk lose Von, but over the years, he's lost over 30 friends to street violence, up to the point where fans have speculated that he's actually cursed, as I broke down in another video on the topic. And not only did Lil Durk lose Von in 2020, but in 2021, his beloved blood brother D-Thang was also murdered at a Chicago nightclub in another incident that was seemingly gang-related. Now, just being completely honest, I can't imagine being in that situation. I haven't lost a friend or relative to murder the same way that Durk has, and who knows how the average person would react under this sort of pressure and grief. But ultimately, Lil Durk should have focused on his music career, the success that he was having, and continuing to provide for his family and the people who relied on him. But it would seem that his apparent desire to slide and get revenge was actually stronger than his desire to chase money, success, and security for his loved ones. As he famously rapped on the song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy with Babyface Ray, he would rather get revenge than get millions. And he would seemingly know his fate long before the murders happened when he rapped on his song Redman that when people ask him where he think he'll be in 10 years, he replies, in federal custody. Ultimately, 2 years after Lil Pab was murdered, the indictment...
It's not just harmless flavors and water.
The tongue is powerful, man.
Each puff is filled with...
Tongue is very powerful.
...would claim in black...
What you speak and consistently say and you think it, I'm pretty sure what he was saying, he thought it because like how his life is. So it's like, how can you not think it? And he's saying it in his music and he probably really feel that. So it's like what you really say, you think, and you really feel, that's going to be your reality. So it's like, he manifested that basically. So it's like, it really wasn't no way out of that for Durk. Because it was like in the situation he in, how his life was, there was no other choice for him to think like that. And like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was just bound to come for him, so any other way. So.
White that this murder was allegedly a get-back for the killing of King Von. But this wasn't a surprise to anyone who'd been paying attention, as within months of the murder of Lil Pab, Lil Durk and others close to him would begin to claim openly in music and on podcasts that Lil Durk had indeed slid for Von.
Oh, they did something. Oh, slide for him. Oh, yeah.
Slide for Von, right? Yeah.
You talking about the slide for Von comments? Still. I don't know if people still say it.
He look nervous.
They say you can't say that.
He look nervous.
Why? Oh, yeah, because of... Wait, no.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more.
These dudes crazy. Especially on the other two dudes.
For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water.
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Yeah, though. We different in the rap.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
I feel like you troll right now. No, I never troll. You got beat up too much. We had already.
You're not condoning more violence.
What? Everybody you talking about don't matter.
But it wasn't just interviews. In fact, just 4 months after the murder, Lil Durk, his OTF rap collective and label, released a project titled Loyal Bros 2. And while many people missed it at the time, this entire project was wall-to-wall with jaw-dropping self-incrimination, not just from Durk, but his friends and label mates. In fact, when the indictment dropped, reports would soon begin to spread of an unidentified co-conspirator who had allegedly organized this murder and offered lucrative music opportunities to the other suspects. It could very well be the case.
This is better than all the crime shows on TV. I ain't gonna lie. Start there. Do your homework on better than the crime shows on TV. This is better than TV. This is YouTube. This is real life. 4 hours and 14 minutes. Ooh. we only 13 minutes and 10 seconds. This joke is getting interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Like, fool, how do you have all this? How? Like, bro.
But Lil Durk had actually offered his subordinates verses and feature opportunities in exchange for carrying out real murders. Unfortunately now, Lil Durk is charged with murder for hire in the case of Lil Pab, but the dark truth is, this very well may just be the tip of the iceberg. And ever since the paperwork dropped, there's been intense speculation as to whether this was a one-off incident or had Durk actually spent several years using his power, status, and money to have numerous enemies murdered before rapping about it in front of the whole world for everyone to hear. The fact is, there's a total of 6 high-profile murders that Lil Durk is rumored to have orchestrated. So today, we're going to be taking a closer look at those cases to try and work out once and for all whether Lil Durk was really the mastermind behind this series of gruesome murders.
All right. So that's part 1 right there. We're going to leave that as part 1. That's part 1. It's part 1 of the story of Lil Durk, of his long, mini, you see it right there. I ain't going to read it. So boom, that's part 1 of that right there. So start there. So boom, goodness gracious, that's only part 1. Save. Goodness gracious. All right, bet. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, end it off right there. About to upload this joint right now on bro. Make the thumbnail, stuff like that on bro. Happy New Year's on Brody. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Don't know we out this joint. Appreciate y'all, man.